Hey everybody, it's Eric from Sensory Dad, and a little exciting news. Feeling kind of stir crazy here, and all the COVID things. We haven't got our normal vacations in this year. So last night we booked a trip to Disney. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the great thing about our past trips down there is they do an exceptional job with their guest relations staff, and there are break spots, sensory or autism break spots within almost every park that they have, and they have maps available at the guest relations office. So we've already, spoken to our booking agents and everything, and I'll be posting some videos when we're down there and let you guys know what the spots are like. Very sensory friendly and not so sensory friendly, and obviously there's tons of stuff going on and a lot of emotional and inputs going into your child's head while it's sensory overload down there. Obviously it's geared to be that, but if you do need a break, there's a ton of spots. There's a couple near Toyland and in the Magic Kingdom and Grand Ave and Center Stage. I think they have a total of 8 in the Magic Kingdom, and all the parks have them. So what I recommend is the minute you get there, get the guest relations. They're also going to offer something called a sensory pass. Um, it's a DAS. It's a disability access card kind of thing. And what they do is it's relatively like what you deal with a fast pass. So it can give you a time to show up. So I know that my son, you've heard in prior videos, he has problems waiting in line. This has been very difficult in class and school. So the things geared toward lines, if there's somebody in front of them, somebody behind them, that's where our issue is, the spatial relationship to him, people bumping into him and things like that. So we're definitely going to get that pass. All we got to do is sign up at guest relations, fill out the forms, and then you can just go into the park and start enjoying it and scheduling your day. The reason we're gearing our trip to now is in the past that we've gone down in November prior to Thanksgiving. Typically, they had their Halloween Fright Fest and all that. They're not going to be doing the parades. They're not going to be doing the fireworks at the castle or anything like that. We've been there before, so I'm not too concerned about missing out on those, events. Um, that made for long nights with the kids. In the past, maybe we didn't take into account how difficult it would be on Leo, with all the sensory overload and then the long days and the irregular schedules that are almost impossible to keep schedules. The one good thing that what they're doing now is because of COVID, they're not allowing the park hopper passes. So each day is a defined space to where you got to go as far as the parks. That actually works to our benefit. So I'm not going to be, upset about not being able to jump anywhere. You can certainly go to downtown Disney or somewhere in town if you wanted to. I'm not sure entirely what we're going to do about food. So we're going to stay at the Polynesian, I believe. And our plan of action there is we usually get a room with like a small kitchenette, and we order from Amazon Grocery. That really worked well for us last time. We got our water, we got some cereal and snacks for the kids, and tried to do most meals and snack time so that they could manage without having the pickiness of God knows the eating pickiness of the kids. Whether they don't want a hot dog, they don't want a hamburger, or they don't want a specific food that is the only thing freaking available at that point in time. So we're gonna gear toward doing most meals on our own. I don't even know if they're offering the dining packages. I couldn't find any whenever we were booking our stuff. But whenever you embark on trips like this, the one thing I just talked to a girl on one of the Facebook chat rooms and said to her, the things that we take and we're going to gear for this is the sensory sock, which helps out in the airports, the weighted lap pad. We upload some movies to the iPad, or most airports will have the free Wi-Fi, and if we can do that, I'll have access to my Amazon Prime movies, my Netflix, and Disney Plus subscriptions. That's a good thing, just a break point for your kid to get something familiar and take a headset for them, and that kind of drowns out the airline noise if they have any kind of anxiety there. Also, it's really important that take some toys so that it's not all screen time. I know that screen time affects Leo in a negative fashion on these trips, especially if you're, 3, 4 hours. Thankfully, it's only about 2.5, 3 hours from Pennsylvania down to Orlando. So it's not that bad. That's about a movie and then some kind of activity. So obviously, coloring books are a good thing, something that gauges, hand-eye coordination. So we take our magnets, which I've talked about on a lot of the chats with other parents that are just getting into this thing. So the magnets are just different building magnets, different shapes, and they can form into houses or whatever you want them to, almost like a Lego concept. But we take those along with us too, eliminating as many variables as you can. Kind of, get rid of hunger, get rid of thirst. Make sure that you have everything within your pouch. Getting through airport security, I know is sometimes a bear to do. So, what we do is we overuse bins when we go through airport security. So, most of the time, every electronic device you've got to have has got to be out. So, if you're new to traveling, especially with the COVID regulations, what we'll do is we'll throw the iPads and the phones in one. If you have a laptop, it's got to go in its own case. And just, we try to limit carry ons to have snacks and entertainment and maybe one change of clothes. God forbid our luggage get lost, which I think has only happened maybe one time. And that was another passenger taking it and making it halfway across LA with it. But we did get it back. So, if you run into any issues like that, just plan ahead for, having all the things. The headband is a big thing for Leo to get the pressure, and then the earphones and stuff. Uh, Other than that, guys, I'm just really excited to go on this trip. It's been a while since we've taken a trip to Disney. It's been a couple years, and all the kids are tall enough to do the rides. Leo has already said he's not going near the Tower of Terror. But this is the first year he'll be tall enough to go on the Rock and Roll roller coaster, which is probably my favorite ride. So it's going to be a bonding experience. I'll keep you guys posted, and maybe we'll do some live video and stuff to let everybody know we're having a good time. And when we're not having a good time, if we're having a sensory breakdown, I can, put a post up and show that it really does happen to us still. It's still a daily thing that we do everything we can to overcome, and we're going to do our best with this trip. It's been okay in the past just because they're getting to see so many things that they want to do. So this is the first year that Luke is able to ride most of the rides. He's 5 now, but growing like a weed. So I'm excited for him to be able to actually partake in a lot of the different things that he hasn't before. Calliope's old hat. She's done almost everything on there and had a good time with it. And she's really a great sister. So she's really supportive of her brothers, and she's there to lean on as long as she's not being sassy. So, we're going to try our best with this trip. I'll keep you guys posted on the details and everything like that. I really want to thank all the people that have subscribed to the channel so far. And if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. It is free, and certainly we're going to give you all the tips we can and the things that have worked for us. Travel is one of our biggest things. Each kid has been on at least 5 to 6 cruises. Normally, they've got at least as many cruises under their belt as their age. So Leo's been on 8 and Callie's been on 10. So we do a lot of traveling. We try to get out as much as possible, and in doing so, we gear them towards something that's going to challenge the kids emotionally and physically. So this is certainly an emotional trip that we're making. So it's Leo's, I think, third. It'll be his 4th time. 1 in California, and this will be the 3rd time in Florida. So we're really going to see how he stands the test. And, with all the progress we've made and what you've seen through Tung Sudo and through his schoolwork and everything like that, I'm really hopeful this will be the best trip we've had. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching Sensory Dad. If you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to respond in the comment section, and I'll be attentive. Thank you.